Good morning, Nigeria. I like to say that we have our eyes on the streets and a finger on the pulse on behalf of you guys. And if it's a trending story, we're going to come here and chop it up professionally. In our first story, after 8 years behind bars in South Africa, the Nigerian televangelist Timothy Omotoso, once accused of luring and raping young women in his South African church, has been found not guilty of all charges. And some people are actually celebrating it in the video that's playing right now. Now, this high-profile trial saw Omotoso fight 32 charges, including the chilling testimony of a young woman who claimed he had been raping her since she was 14 years old in his Port Elizabeth church. And yet, the judge on Wednesday ruled that Omotoso must walk free, not because he was proved innocent, but due to prosecutorial blunders that unraveled this case. This ruling is coming after his dramatic airport arrest in 2017, where authorities believe that he was attempting to flee the country and flee justice. Now, one of his victims, Cheryl Zondi, broke down on hearing this news of his acquittal. Take a look at what she had to say.
And all sorts of fabrications spread about us online when we're walking down the street. Our lives have never been the same after coming out about this. And one has to wonder, so this is what the last 8 years of our lives has come down to. The main concern wasn't even the knowing of what he did to us. It's knowing that he's not going to stop. He's going to continue doing this to other women and other girls. And that's what we wanted to stop. That's what we wanted to prevent. To say it ends with us and it's not going to go any further. But he's not going to stop. It's in his nature.
That is quite sad. Now, the Justice Minister in South Africa has said that he wants a comprehensive report from the National Prosecution Authority. He himself doesn't believe that this ruling was fair. And even the judge who presided over this case has come out to say that he thinks that the prosecution, the people who were defending this woman, didn't do a good job in cross-examining Omotoso. And so if both of these powerful people in the judiciary feel that this was not a fair ruling, why is it still happening? But I'm going to take a look at social media. This is Pastor Omotoso. Adeleke says, a lot of people don't understand this. Sexual harassment does happen, but a lot of men are falsely accused. Society is quick to believe women and crucify men in cases involving sexual harassment. Let's get another perspective. Michael de Villiers says, Omotoso spent over 8 years behind bars, only for all charges to be dropped. This screams either state incompetence or deep-rooted corruption. It lends credibility to lawbreakers like Bushiri, who claim they would never get a fair trial in South Africa. The National Prosecution Authority has failed us here. We're looking forward to seeing how this plays out, if she's going to appeal. But in our next story, in a chilling turn of events, a family tragedy has rocked the Delta Housing Complex Township in Udu local government as 3 sisters, aged 14 to 30, were found lifeless in their father's home just a day after attending a birthday party. Now, what initially seemed like a tragic case of just food poisoning took a dark and sinister twist when their stepmother allegedly confessed to lacing their yam and egg sauce with poison. In a shocking revelation that's just come out, the woman has allegedly admitted that she never intended to kill them, only to make them fall sick temporarily, all because they refused to accept her as their stepmother. Even more disturbing is that sources are saying that she was once the best friend of their late mother, who passed away just a year ago and is now married to their father. Now, luckily, the Delta State Police are on the matter. The father and stepmother have now been arrested. Can we take a look at social media? This is a real-life Cinderella story. Caesar says, I hope the stepmother is already in police custody. Well, Caesar, she was spent 2 days in police custody, but she was released on bail. But in upcoming updates now, they're saying that both her and the father were arrested. The father initially fled the scene. Blessing says, please straight to life imprisonment, no time. If she is guilty, I completely agree. We have to implement these capital punishments. But I wanna focus on this Pastor Omotoso story for now, you guys. What do you guys make of this? Should pastors and religious leaders be held to a higher standard when prosecuting, because they have a duty of care to their congregation?
The word pastor means leader, you know, and it comes with a lot of respect, a lot of reverence, and so on. So when a pastor is involved in a case like this, it becomes a big story. 8 years, what's his name, has been in custody because of this case. Omotoso, thank you very much. And now he is out on technical reasons. The issue is those people that testified against him initially, this verdict now says they are the ones that are wrong and he is right. So the story has just started. We're about to start another chapter of this story, and it is very unfortunate.
Indeed. It's, a pastor is a shepherd, and he's supposed to, you know, guide people. That's what shepherds do, nurture and all of it. It's sad to see this kind of story coming out, but I'm worried about South Africa. Just yesterday, we took a story similar to this, talking about rape. I'm wondering what the justice system is like and how it is that it is having a challenge with proving cases of rape. The ladies there are obviously, their lives, they are endangered species as it is. That, I'd like to use that word with concern, because there's been so much cases around domestic violence for women and they are not having justice at the end of the day. But for the woman, the stepmother who killed, you know, her stepdaughters, and she's saying that the intention was just to make them fall sick. Why did you want them to fall sick? If they rejected you, it means that they are not accepting you. So you should live with it and see how you can make them accept you at the end of the day. But I'm waiting for justice to happen at the end of the day. It's sad.
Really sad. And talking about the South African story, I know that allegedly the man is facing deportation to come back to Nigeria. And also, he was detained for 8 years. And now some of the people that were to testify are saying that they were tired because the process took too long. And, you know, they were tired to come out. They didn't want to relive the stories again. It's said that touch not my anointed and do my prophet no harm. So when somebody comes out and say they're a pastor, there's some certain kind of respect you want to give to them. But this is not the first time we're hearing stories like this. If he really did it, and I'm using if he really did it, I really pray that he faces the words of the law. And also moving on to the lady that killed, you know, her stepchildren, it's really sad. I remember my mom always said she would never get married again because of things like this. They really need to blame the husband, because you need to, the children will have come to complain to him in one way or the other. So I'm happy that they did not just arrest the woman, they arrested the husband as well. And I think it's high time that they face, people that do this kind of thing should face the law for her.
Unfortunately, the husband is not the one who perpetrated the crime. It is the one who has perpetrated the crime that, that should answer for it. You know, children cannot tell their father who to marry or not. They can influence because it's their father, but they can't, you know, choose for him who to marry.
But Ibrahim,
the thing is, well, because of our time, really, the thing is, the woman has committed a crime. The fact that she has confessed goes to show how, you know, evil, whatever it is that is running through her mind. So I feel, I believe that justice has to be served on her heavily, serious one, punitive one, that, you know, that should deter people around and everyone who had heard this story.
But Ibrahim, they also said the woman is the best friend to the late wife. So
regardless,
stories
she's committed
like
a crime and she has
that's what makes it bad.
You know,
I believe that the
really
whole
bad.
community have failed these sisters, if you ask me. But guys, I've got to move on now. I will pick this up after the show. Moving on in our next story. Let's tell you that the views and reactions, we don't have time, the views and reactions of all our resource persons are theirs and have no connection with TVC News. I keep on asking you guys to tag us with your interesting perspectives with the hashtag TrendingNowTVC. Guys, you want to sign out?
Thank you so much, Olamide, for those stories. Of course, this is where we draw the curtains. Up next is your view with the ladies, and afterwards is This Morning with Yori Folarin. Stay safe. Bye. Have a lovely weekend.